What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here with the Hot 5 KDP niches of the week. It's that time again. I'm super fired up. God only knows what's in store for us today. And I promise you, after you see this, you're going to be like, Liz, did you cheat and look at this? Because it almost seems like you have a crystal ball. But the reality is, if you keep watching this every single week, you too, it'll seem like you've got a crystal ball too, or a time machine, which who doesn't like time machine? Who doesn't like time travel? I can't think of one person. But anyways, we got more important things to do than talk about time travel. So let's go ahead and jump straight into the top 5 of the week. Let's do this. All right, so we are on my screen share, and again, I'm excited. It's the Hot 5 top KDP niches of the week. So I'm fired up. I hope you guys are. As usual, I just searched Amazon hot new releases, and I decided that we will have a very special video coming up this week with me looking at the top Halloween, like inside of Halloween, what's the hottest. That way you guys will be prepared not only for this Halloween if you want to cram some books in there, but also for next Halloween. So you'll have that to view next Halloween. So as usual, we're not going to change anything up this week because things are getting and heating right up, just like I said they would for Halloween. You guys are going to see that right now when I jump into the children's books. And then let's go ahead and start with activities and crafts. I mean, I know we usually do that, but I'm imagining that there's quite some interesting things that are going to be coming out here. So let's take a look. All right, so let's see what we've got here. We are in activities, crafts, and games. And again, Halloween. Like, here's an interesting one. But again, this is a popular or a celebrity. This is, I think it's a Duff. I don't know who it is. Not Duff Goldman. Now, the actual name of the author tells me exactly who that is. So yeah, it is Duff Goldman. I got it mixed up with that Buddy, whatever his face is, that has the place inside of the Venetian, where you go and you basically walk in there and you instantly gain weight. That's obviously one of my favorite places, and I obviously frequent that place, and I'm sure a lot of you guys and girls like to do that as well. But again, Halloween, no surprise, it's going to dominate. So here we go. We've seen books about ninjas in the past. This is called A Patient Ninja, so I kind of like that a lot. We might come back to it and roll back around because ninjas have been fire for quite some time, and I'm not ever sure if I've actually called them out. And I've seen them twice. Let's just do it that way. I can do this the lazy way, and that means that I don't have to come back to this page. So ninjas, anything on ninjas, I've seen them time and time again. So this isn't going to be the first. It certainly will not be the last, and that's why I'm going to say number 1 here today is going to be ninjas, because all we're going to really see is a sea of Halloween. I'm not kidding with you guys. I told you this would happen. A lot of people were like, okay, Liz, you're kind of exaggerating, but the fact of the matter is that I am seeing a sea of Halloween, and that's what I plan to continue to see for the rest of looking through here is Halloween books. And I'm sure I'm not going to be surprised. Here is a interesting one, Fun Halloween Riddles, which is kind of like completely the opposite of what everybody else is doing. So we're going to definitely bring this book up if we see it again come the Halloween niching down and all that good stuff. Is Scapegoat. Here again, look, all of a sudden I said ninja once. It's almost like I have a crystal ball, and I promise you guys and girls, I have not been here before. I just barely started looking at this right now. So another ninja book, almost magically. It's almost like I can predict what's going to show up on this actual countdown, and it's not really that. It's more like an intuition, because I've been doing this so long, and I've been looking through the Amazon searches for 10 years almost, and so it's become like second nature for me to be almost able to predict. It took me about 10 takes to actually get that right. Thank God I finally did it. Won't be that difficult to edit, I hope. So let's go ahead and continue to see what else we got. And here, I don't know if it's one of you guys or girls that actually put this book up, but I talked about a cat last week that I met named Spooky, and all of a sudden Spooky the Scaredy Cat shows up in the top of the charts. Whoever did do that, you're a clever mofo, and I give you just hats off. I feel like finding the hat I had last week, which a lot of people said my hood hat. So I feel like putting it on now just because of the fact that, I don't know, it just hats off to you in case I need to take my hat off to more people as this countdown goes on, because I'm seeing all sorts of interesting things. Right, so I got all mixed up there when I got my hood hat, as people called it on the actual last video. But I'm back in the swing of things. I'm going to turn off my phone because people just keep calling me. It's kind of crazy. And let's see what else we see other than ninjas so far. I'm not seeing too much. I saw duck diving. Be careful, duck. Get out of that water because it's scary AF. I'm telling you guys and girls, I think I told you about my scuba diving experience. Get out of that water. Get out of the water. It's scary. All right, let's see what we got here. This is pretty interesting. We've got a actual Spanish language book, which I talked about in another video, language other languages work extremely well with KDP. And if you know how to speak them, you might as well learn how to write them and slap them up there because they are working extremely well. Here's an interesting one. I kind of like this one a lot. Super Rabbits Team Up Trouble. It kind of almost looks like it's pixelated or something of that nature, so it looks pretty cool. We talked about My Pet Slime before. Again, Communication Ninja, so there must be like a actual series of these ninja books, and that's why I tell everybody, and I keep ranting and raving about this, but branding your shit is extremely important because then you can make multiple actual books. Take, for example, Lake Wawasee. I made this shit up, and I can't even sometimes make this shit up, but you can make Lake How You See, Lake Cannot See, Lake Anything up there with C at the end of it, and it'll work out after that because people will buy multiple books from you, especially if they enjoyed the first one. So never underestimate the power of branding and series of books. It's extremely important. Underwear Dragon, I love it. Whoever did that is extremely, extremely clever. Here we've got some more jokes, and of course, like I always said, if you need to sell something, slap a kitty on the cover of that. It'll probably sell. This kitty is certainly cute enough to sell some things, right? Riddles for Kid, Gross Book of Riddles, Still I Spy, Ozzy's Mailbox, more Halloween, not surprised that Halloween is all over the place. And here we have our second one. And again, we're already all the way at number 81, and we barely found our second top book of the day. I'm pretty sure that more of these are going to pop up. And why do I say that? That's because I tell you guys that every single year, one of my turkey shirts catches fire and sells about $7,000 worth of shirts. And that's the case for books, I'd imagine. So this is going to be Thanksgiving related or themed books, and we're going to top it off here by looking at Mrs. Miller's Turkey, which is the first that I've ever seen, but I'm going to tell you this much, and I haven't seen beyond this, it's not going to be the last. As we inch closer and closer to November, you're going to see a hell of a lot more turkeys, a hell of a lot more pilgrims, and a hell of a lot more Indians, so I hope you guys and gals are ready for it, because I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. Just like Halloween, and not to the degree of Halloween, to a lesser degree, you're going to see a whole lot of turkey going on, so get used to it. Cuphead and the Mountain of Trouble. I guess he's kind of a monster. I like this little one, Telephone Tales. Some more I Spy, some more Pet Slime. So Pet Slime in on the series action, and like I said, it's not a bad idea. Even if you're talking about freaking Pet Slime, like look at this. The slime's even got some eyes. So it all just goes together extremely well. Here's elections and voting, which we've talked about before. Jokes and Halloween. Here's another ninja. So ninjas are all over the place, and it all started with me just naming off one, not even knowing what was going to happen for the rest of these. I swear to you guys and girls, I have not looked at this beforehand. Here's an I Spy with my little eye Autumn. So that again relates to Thanksgiving and the fact that that stuff's going to be pretty much fire. Here's Wait, Don't Say Hate. So that's pretty much a wrap. So we've got, it looks like we've got two right now. So let's go ahead and jump into the actual, right now we are new releases, activities, crafts, and games. We're just going to go and niche down and jump into activities books. Actually, let's go into crafts and hobbies because we went into activity books somewhat. So let's do crafts and hobbies and see what pops up. And let's see what we see. That we might have actually looked at this one. I might be losing my mind, but let's see what else pops up. No, I haven't seen this one. Minifigure Handbook, Brick by Brick, Scissor Skills, nothing that's brand new. Here's a book on bears. And bears hibernate for the actual winter, so you know you could be a little bit less careful when you're out there picking mushrooms and or berries, but still be careful because there's still some bears out there that are going to be kind of hungry this winter. I can kind of see it. So if you're walking out in the woods and you see a baby bear, you're screwed. Turn the other direction. Just like I'm going to turn the other direction and look for some more books here. 30 of hers. Here's an interesting one. So this is awesome right here. We know that RBG just passed away. And here is somebody put together an RBG coloring book of her most inspiring quotes. Now, I don't know if that's infringing, and I would be interested to see what the people in the merch department are doing, so I probably wouldn't touch it, but I just wanted to point out the fact to you that it is interesting that people are capitalizing on that. And it just goes to show you that any current event in the world, you can capitalize on it. So for example, when the actual debate happened, I know there was a couple YouTubers that were having actual videos talking about what quotes they could take from the debate to put on t-shirts. So same thing applies to KDP, and chances are more people will buy it because a lot less people are actually doing it. All right, so just Christmas and Halloween books. Here we have one on black magic. We might not find that much more. Let's Spooktacular. Here's another Spanish one. So again, like I said, if you aren't doing foreign languages and you know a foreign language, well, you're losing out on some potential money because you might as well capitalize on the fact that you know multiple languages. You know, my mom always used to say, it's sometimes good when you know Spanish. And that was when I was little. I was like, Who needs Spanish? I'll just learn English. I'm in America. And now look, now my Spanish is kind of terrible and I wish that I'd listen to my mom. So exactly the same thing. Animal Treasure Trail. Here's a very interesting one. How to grid. I kind of like this one. I want to talk about this one, not too much unless I see another one, but here's again another Spanish one. And I hope that's Spanish, because if it's not, then you guys are going to realize how little I know Spanish. It could be French for all we know, and I'm just not even realizing. Halloween Party Recipes book. I think they might have put that in the wrong category, and it's just there in the top 100, which is kind of interesting. And I'm seeing just so many Halloween ones that it's going to be difficult for me to find something else. That's why I actually suggested that we divide it up and have our very own Halloween top 5 books, because it's just all over the place. Like, look, even Halloween crochet. I've already seen Christmas crochet. Here's a sticker album, which we talked about was hot. This is kind of this is like a spin on the sticker album. This is a stamp album. So we're going to call this one out as 3, because one of the viewers out there said to me, sticker albums, I thought you couldn't do that. And I think they were under the assumption that stickers came with it. But no, the reality is they're just blank pages where you stick your stickers on. So this particular stamp album right here, on this stamp album, you just stick your stamps on there. So it does not come with stamps, but it's a blank book that you stick your stamps on. And if stickers are hot, chances are stamps are hot, but they're not as hot because, let's face it, who the hell mails shit nowadays? Who the heck still mails some of their bills? Like, I think I mail 1 or 2, and I could very easily just pay them online, but I'm just so used to mailing them that I just do that. Right? So let's see what else we come across, but I think that might be a wrap. So I think we got 3 or 4. Here's one on bears. So I'm imagining that since bears are going to hibernate, we're going to call bears at number 4. Of course, if I put out a bear book, I would make sure that it was very cute, and I put the bear with a name. I might even do a chibi bear or something like that, since chibi's hot, make him kawaii style or something like that. But this is bear on a bike. The last bear we saw, it was just kind of like, it looked like a pixelated bear that had been painted with watercolors, but I would go out and make a cute kawaii or chibi bear, so they're like nice and chubby and they're very cute, and parents would buy it for their little kids. So bear on a bike, I would pick a bear's name out and make him like, not like Pooh or anything like that. Make sure you get original. I don't want to see 10,000 Poohs, because then you're probably infringing and you could get sued for something like that. So this one is totally in the wrong niche. But again, I talked about the tricks that you can make to make that happen. So let's look at one more. I see monster trucks are fire too. And I think I've mentioned monster trucks in the past, so we're not going to go into monster trucks this time, or we're not going to call it. But I think we've got about 3 or 4 that you guys can work with during this week. And then I will be back next week to find you some more. But for now, that's it. That's going to be a wrap. We will see you guys on the next video. And let me know if you have any questions or comments. Post them below. I always personally answer them. Peace out. Hats off to you guys. Now you see the fro and how I'm rocking it. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.